There are two aspects of conflict that I'd like to address in this video. And one would be what we call the affective aspect. And affective has to do with the feelings or emotions involved in a conflict. Obviously, as you will know from the last video segment we did, words like anger, anxiety, fear are all emotive. And so there is an emotional component of conflict that we must be aware of and we must be ready to deal with. And then there's another side that would be the cognitive side of conflict. And so we would find in this area that maybe there's disagreement about ideas. Now, normally in organizations, when we see affective conflict, it is usually negative in the organization. And when we see cognitive conflict, it's normally looked at as positive in the organization. So one of the things as a leader that you want to do is to be able to recognize what is affective, what is the emotional side of the conflict, how is that organizing people, how is that energizing people to do what they do and behave the way they do, and then also look at how can we shift that energy into cognitive conflict where we're talking about ideas and we're talking about plans and strategies and those kinds of things. Now, if you remember from the last class, I used the sigmoid curve to talk about renewal in an organization. And that leaders live in the eye of anxiety. And this normally is where conflict happens because you're between what is and what can be. And this is what causes stress for a lot of people to say there's change coming in the organization. And so it's in this space that you will experience a lot of affective energy around conflict. And so to recognize that and be able to call it for what it is and address it helps you get to the cognitive or to the strategy. So if you remember, this line is about strategy, not necessarily about this line, which is normally your core values and principles that you want to carry there. But this is about change and strategy and ideas. And so leaders that are prepared to recognize these two things can find that they can get to strategy and to positive conflict where it's healthy in an organization and creates movement for it. So, one of the things you'll be doing in this class is diagramming conflict. One aspect is to look at where is emotional conflict taking place, and then where's cognitive conflict taking place, so that you learn to address both issues.